What's up, MPX addicts, and welcome to MPX Rehab. We are back after a week off.
I feel like that's more centered on you. I feel like that's very far away from me.
No, actually, it's actually centered on this.
Oh, okay.
So, but we are. This is MPX Rehab. I am your host, the hashtag Certified Mark J. Williams, here with my co-host, as always,
the voice of the MPX addicts, Kyle Smith.
And we have some catching up to do. What?
Nothing.
Okay.
Private.
All right. You know, you're on company time right now.
Hey, I'm sorry.
But yeah, no, we do really have some catching up to do because last week we had to take a bit of time off due to individual, unrelated, non-medical emergency situations for the both of us. Yeah, and we really did want to talk about Aztec Warfare, especially given
That's why we're doing it.
Yeah, so we're going to talk about Aztec Warfare first.
God, you weren't prepared for this.
I'm actually super prepared.
It's only been a week and you're already lost.
No. I'm super prepared for this, which is why I'm stumbling over everything because I'm not in the.
You're so excited.
I guess you could say that. I just can't hide.
Brain's going 90 minutes.
Yeah, pretty much. Welcome to ADHD. But yeah, like there were 4 matches, I guess, with of course, the last one being Aztec Warfare itself. But the first match of the night, the MPX Addicts Championship match, Tommy Dean versus Exodus Prime, in my opinion, match of the night.
It is. It's one of those where, yes, Aztec Warfare was amazing and it was fun and it was so good and it was well put together. Man, Tommy Dean, and it inflates his ego, which is a good thing, technically.
I was going to say,
it's actually a good thing.
We want him to be happy and want him to know how much we like him.
He's become one of the best athletes MPX has. He is definitely Texas now. I've said that time and time again. He is ours. And he's pushing Casey and Tommy Becker to be one of the best athletes in MPX. And Exodus is Exodus. We've praised Exodus so much that no matter who he's against, he's amazing.
He's seriously top-tier talent.
No one works the crowd better as a heel. No one works in the ring better as a heel. Just he's both so talented. Honestly, the sky's the limit for both of them if they choose it. I know Exodus is attempting something big in August, and I hope he succeeds at it because I think it'd be great.
Absolutely.
I just, I do hear horror stories, and I hate how they treat people, but Exodus, I think, is tough enough mentally and physically to go through it.
Tough enough?
He is. Yeah, he's definitely tough enough.
Yeah.
Patrick Clark was on Tough Enough once.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm about to hear that story later.
Yeah, and then he got released for doing some wrong things, but
Yeah.
But no, Tommy Dean gave us, all the moonsaults.
Oh yeah.
And hi. And like I said, Exodus still our Addicts champion.
Yep.
And you should say that with proud. He is one of the better Addicts champions.
I'm not going to deny that. As much as I initially hated the idea of it's like because it is true with fans, wrestling fans, out of sight, out of mind.
Yep.
I was worried that if we didn't see the Addicts title, then the fans were going to forget it.
But we do see it
become less important. But they have pushed it so hard that the amount of disrespect that this shows that the title and everything like that.
He even got a nicer bag for it. Yeah.
Mainly because the other one broke.
Which I think would have been, in my eyes, I think it would have been better to keep the broken bag to really show the disrespect to the title. But again, this bag is not, I like it. Everything Exodus has done, everything Civil Disorder has done, really. And we'll talk about that later as well.
Seriously.
It's been amazing.
Civil Disorder is probably one of the best powerhouse groups in especially North Texas wrestling.
Oh yeah, definitely, hands down the day. And granted, we'll see where it runs its course, but in MPX history, they could be up there as well.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's like they've only been around for a short while, but the amount of dominance they've shown.
They've already surpassed the Pack.
Yeah, and Blind Justice.
Oh, come on. And we'll talk about the Purge later. I really thought we were going to get Blind Justice Volume 2.
Man, so but what was actually really interesting was the addition to Civil Disorder at the end of that match was with Kari Wright coming back to MPX finally. That's something I've been waiting for. And joining Civil Disorder right out of the gate.
He had to drop a little weight first.
Yeah, true.
Somebody doesn't want that, their champ to lose.
Yeah.
But no.
I can understand that, but at the same time, it's like, it's not fake anymore.
I wonder how SWE feels about Moonshine taking a loss. Anyways, having Kari there was a huge surprise. Obviously, one, because none of us saw it coming, and because I mainly didn't see him because, like I said, I've never seen Kari as a heel. I've only seen him as a face, and in my mind, I could only see him as a face. So seeing him and do that, and then seeing what we saw at the Purge and Aztec War, everything else later was really great. Yeah. So him and Exodus are back, not necessarily as a team, but part of a stable. Yeah. Hopefully we do see them a little teamwork later on because they're a great tag team.
I'll admit, part of me was kind of hoping that they were going to book it to where Kari, since I didn't really see Kari as come in as a heel.
Yeah, same.
I was kind of hoping that they were going to have a back and forth between Kari and Exodus when they brought Kari back. But this works just as well.
Yeah, it's great.
Like Kari's pulling it off way better than I thought he was going to.
Yep. So it's really great, and now we've got a built-in rivalry with Tommy and Kari, which that match is. We talk about athleticism, that match right there.
Yeah. But after that was the tag titles match between Best Picture and Sagan Manning, and now we know why Sagan never wanted to have a tag team match for the two of them.
Yeah, we saw that. And it's... Again, Dave knocks it out of the park. He does. As much as we hate.
Oh my God!
As much as we hate to admit it, it's Dave killed it again,
and killed Tatum.
Yes, quite literally. This is. I can't wait to see where it goes because we already seen some video. We've already seen some clips. He talked to us, and he talked to you a lot. I mean, you said it with your chest, didn't you?
Ow. So now he is the living legend, Dave Sagan.
Well, he corrected me. It's fucking living legend.
The fucking living legend?
Yeah, that's how he told me. Oh, now, I don't know if he can actually say that at MPX, but when I said...
It's not a matter of whether he can. What did he say? He said he's a living legend. You know what living legends do? Whatever the fuck they want.
Yeah, see?
So he's going to, probably come out and kick our asses again on Saturday. And...
Oh, yours.
I saw the chop.
Yeah, and I took it nicely. I tried to no-sell it,
but I couldn't.
Yeah. I tried. I couldn't.
Yeah.
No, having, again, this is one of those things where it's one of those people keep asking me, is he really staying? Is he really going? I honestly don't know because, I probably could ask him, but I don't want to. I actually want to see where this goes.
Yeah.
I actually want to play this out as a fan. And while... like I said before, I don't want him leaving because I think he's desperately needed in Texas wrestling, and I'm selfish. He obviously would be a success if he went up east too. But him and Tatum, that story and that collision is going to be amazing.
Yeah, no, I'm expecting it's going to be a huge match when it finally happens. And because Tatum's not going to let that go.
No, it's not. And I'm surprised you didn't really gloat about the finish because the finish was really good.
Okay, look, if we start on that, it's going to go for a while. And
remember, I'm not allowed to make any more jokes, so... the finish was great.
The finish was great, and I loved it. And honestly, it's like this was one of those matches where, quite honestly, I'd have been fine with either outcome because I loved both teams.
Yes.
And yes, Sebastian's my friend. Yes, I do enjoy the moment of being heel that I get to have being their number one and sometimes only fan.
Yeah.
And it's just like the standing up and doing my, Orson Welles clap thing, and just everybody was quiet. That moment of silence.
It was that pin drop, and I can't tell if it was because everyone realized Dave's leaving or thought Dave was leaving.
Yeah.
Or it was the fact that finish was so good. It's amazing. And then, we talk about so good, and we talk about, obviously Dave's past and everything like that.
Yeah.
And everything that night, there were so many flashes of literally, if you rewatch that match, you can see a little bit Dave Sagan in all his progressions throughout that entire match. It's like he worked his whole career in that one match, and it was really cool to see.
Yeah.
And then just that surprise, and I think the actors didn't know what to make of it because we all cheered. Like we kind of cheered, we clapped because it's one of those where it's like, if he's gonna if he's gonna leave as an asshole. That's awesome.
Yeah.
And I think people actually thought he was still leaving, and then to see people realize, oh wait, no, he's still here.
Yeah.
Oh, well, fuck him.
I mean, it's like that whole finish from the time the bell rang and you could hear a pin drop to people being absolutely shocked over Dave's turn. And you could hear James, if you listened carefully enough, going, I told everybody.
Yep. And that's the other thing is James Jones is really good on commentary.
Oh, he is.
That's one of those where it's crazy. He was a great manager. Didn't see it long. Saw it 3 weeks maybe.
Yeah.
Other people kind of run that. James, it's one of those where I don't know. I like having wrestlers, especially legend wrestlers like James Johnson, and he is a legend. Find another niche outside of wrestling when their wrestling career's done.
Yeah.
And to see him take to commentary so well and fit in with Cody and Tyler, and as me and you have done with co-hosts before, it's hard to fit in with another host.
Yeah.
And he did it almost seamlessly with Cody and Tyler. I thought that was impressive.
I thought that was really great, and especially with what happened at the Purge, it's suddenly just very reminiscent in the best way possible of JR and Jerry.
Yep.
And I was like, I enjoyed the hell out of that.
Yeah.
But let's go on to the next match, the MPX Championship match, Brixton Shaw versus Sky de la Cremosa. My brain glitched for a moment.
Right?
Braxton Stone.
Yeah.
Braxton Stone.
Yep. That's exactly what it is. As you know, one of his favorite people says.
Yeah.
No, we're not talking about there. Yeah, I know. Well, SWE was in town, that's why. But remember, they're there from day one, so it's okay.
Let's not get into that. But
this match. Show it to him, it's fine.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Doesn't matter. I'm blocked. Told you he's a coward ass bitch.
Oh, really?
Okay, I'm done.
Okay,
I said I'm done.
I would really
I'm done.
avoid that.
I told you I'm done.
Okay.
Brixton and Sky.
Brixton and Sky. This was a hard hitter match. This was like two big dudes going after each other, and it's like you've heard people talk about, it's like, oh, well, this guy's a hardcore wrestler, does he really know anything else? And he has shown time and again that no, he is
and that's the thing, him and Remedy both. I think people they kind of sleep in that, they're deathmatch guys. They're wrestlers first. Deathmatch just has to be a love and a joy that they enjoy doing.
Yeah.
And it's the same with, like, everyone always critiques Masada. Masada can actually go in the ring. Yes, he's one of the best deathmatch wrestlers ever in the world, by none, but he can still go in the ring. Yeah. And he can still be technical and submission if he wants to. And same with Sky and Remedy. Just look at Remedy versus ACH, one of the best matches we've had in that building. And this one, Sky and Brixton, like you said, very hard hitting. We know Sky brings it, and when he brings it 100%. And Brixton's no different.
It was a house fight, and Richard was, Richard was looking, you can see him.
Oh, I know. I definitely felt his eyes on me the whole time because this is what I like. This is what I love, and it's also because Sky's in it, probably.
Match, yeah.
But no, it was so great. The only thing I hated was the finish, and because I thought it did make Sky look a little weak to take one Stormbreaker and then 1, 2, 3. Yeah. If it was maybe a kick out at 2.5, a quick pickup, another quick Stormbreaker, then a 3, okay. But that whole match was built. Sky's been built up as this monster, and then it was just kind of done.
Yeah.
Which don't get me wrong, makes Brixton look amazing, and like he's our champion, and he should.
It's like that. Very much. I think it made up a lot for the match between Brixton and Hardakis, where you wanted to see more from.
Exactly, and that's one thing. Like I said, it definitely solidifies Brixton as the big badass now in MPX. And while, like I said, it kind of, and it may be a little biasness because it is Sky. Like I said, it may be, but it's also, I would say the same thing, say we did it to Schaefer. Because again, Schaefer's one of those where we've built as this monster and this guy who very rarely gets knocked off his feet and very rarely gets taken down. Yeah, we're going to hit one finisher and it'd be done.
Yeah.
So.
And of course, there was the Aztec Warfare itself.
Yes.
In which my favorite highlights of the whole thing, Wesley Returns was a good one.
Yes, Wes coming back was great. The weird chant of Kaiju Killers when him and Dimitri was in there was great. For some people who know that. Real quick before we get into it, fucking Bambi the MVP of Aztec Warfare.
Oh, no.
Bambi by far is our co-senior official. I don't care what anyone says. Him and Travis will share that title from here on out. And Bambi fucking worked his ass off in Aztec Warfare because if I remember correctly, the last Aztec Warfare we had, the refs switched in and out. And Bambi stayed in there the entire match. And second MVP would be Wes, because Wes, yes, returned. Wes also was the Iron Man.
Yeah.
Wes, and if you rewatch it, every time someone came in the ring, Wes was the first one to greet them. Like all the way up until number, I think, 13. Every time someone came in, Wes was the first one when they got in the ring. And there were times he was on the outside. He heard the buzzer, saw the song, slid in the ring to be sure he was front and center to greet that person coming in. That was just, again, this is Wes.
MPX is his show still.
I was going to say, that was Satan coming home to reclaim his home. And I couldn't have been more excited for it.
One of the other highlights, I enjoyed the Iron Belly spots because, well, yeah.
Again, his name's Iron Belly. Why do we keep hitting his stomach? Have we not learned anything?
Because, think about it. If you can break the Iron Belly, then you're the toughest guy in MPX, aren't you?
I just want to beat him. I'll punch him in the head. Take his leg out. Do something else. It's like going against a Samoan. Don't hit their head. Come on. But I thought Dimitri and Wes handled that amazingly. That was really good.
It was a lot of fun.
Another quick
I've already
highlight.
told him he should have tried to pin them while they were down.
Yeah.
It's like that's the only thing.
The other quick highlight for me is Chris Carter's debut. Someone I've seen. I don't think you've seen him before.
I had not seen him before.
Okay, never mind. Been real exciting when I've seen him down south. Obviously, reminded me a little bit of Wes. And I think it was
Jason. It's like
I was going to say you were like, no, it's like Wes and Jason had a baby, and I'm like, what?
And honestly, it's like, seriously, if you stand him next to Bambi, he looks like a much
That was the other one. You were like, yeah, it's like Bambi, Jason, and Wes all rolled together. Yeah.
Because he's got the same facial structure, like very similar facial structure to Bambi, just, Bambi is a bit thicker.
And the thing I love, which he's actually lost a lot of weight
from
the first time I saw Bambi.
That's more because Chris Carter is a stick.
I mean, Bambi, I used to refer to him as the long-lost Young Buck brother who was just chunkier. And then he cut his hair, obviously, and lost a lot of weight and looks great.
Yeah.
And in a relationship, so he's happy.
Yeah.
Which is great. Being happy is amazing.
And he's actually, it's like, if you pay attention to his Facebook, he's going to be working even harder on this stuff to, he's quit smoking, which, best of luck, man.
Cigarettes.
Yeah. Okay.
King Smoke cannot fully quit smoking.
I'm just like, when I think smoking, I don't think pot.
Yeah.
It's like, for me, that's a whole different thing. If I was going to say he's quit pot, I was going to say he quit pot. Quit smoking, that's tobacco.
You would say sober, technically. Which that kind of leads alcohol too. Anyways,
I was going to say.
We're on different topics. But Chris Carter, I love how when he came in, it's Aztec Warfare. You're obviously can't really showcase much. He showcased a lot, and he showcased enough that several of the addicts fell in love with him instantly.
I just saw him do stuff that I'm like, even Jason couldn't pull that off in this building. What the fuck?
I think Jason could do a 630. I think he just hadn't tried. But no, there was, I think there was one where he
Chris Carter's also like, what, 12? And Jason's in his mid-30s now?
Well, yeah, but no, remember, he's always...
Oh, yeah, immortal.
Yeah.
Immortal.
He's always 12.
My ass on Saturday. Sorry, Jason.
But no, there was a dive where I was like, ceiling. Oh, okay, it's only silver that's going to destroy our ceiling. Got it.
Exactly, yeah.
But no, like I said, he came in... He showcased enough, and because and I'll need to rewatch it again because I've already rewatched it and I love it. He wasn't in there that long, but the amount he was in there, his presence was shown so great. And like I said, it was one of those where the addicts immediately fell in love. Mostly, I would say all Arnie Pruitt's crew loved him.
Oh, definitely.
It's almost, and the pretty young white boy crowd kind of loved him. He's a little dark for them though. He's a little, satanic.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, it's like, where are
He's almost paler than Jason. He's not that dark.
Yeah, I know.
Settle down.
Where the fuck are you going with this?
He's a little satanic.
Okay.
But that's the thing. And now I think that was one of my favorite moments was he met Satan. And from that little tease, I was like, oh, I want to see this more. Which, more on that later. We'll talk later.
And of course, let's talk about the winner of Aztec Warfare, Jackson Stone, everybody. He is back. He is strong as hell. It was great to see him, and the fact that he won the whole thing.
Yes.
Like admittedly, what from 17?
I think so. I think it was 17 or 18.
Yeah.
And it's one
It's
of
like
those.
not the last place, but you know,
Right.
still.
Yeah, and it came down to him and Gabe, and Civil Disorder tried to help.
Yep.
And they got stopped by others.
Yep.
Tommy, Kirby, and Matt Prince.
Yeah.
So that obviously kind of teases where maybe we're going in the next couple of months.
Yeah.
So that was exciting. It was great to have Jackson back, and it's one of those where it's not like he necessarily needs the MPX title, but I feel it's something he does because he is MPX royalty. He is, one of the bigger stars to come out of the MPX training center, and he's never held the MPX title.
Hell, I made a pseudo joke about my not religion of kayfabianism. It's like if I had any saints, he would be the patron saint of compassion and everything like that.
Oh,
because
yeah.
he is such a great guy.
I know I was going to say that's the other thing. And that's why I still don't understand how all these companies bypass him. He's a PR's wet dream because of who he is as a person, because he's so good as a person.
Seriously.
Like you're never going to have any issues with him, and you're never going to find anything wrong with him. And like he truly is.
You had John Cena
everything.
with Make-A-Wish. You had Roman with Be a Star until recently.
He's being a star.
Oh, yeah, no, he
is finally living up to the star he always should have been.
I agree completely. But it's like you have all these guys who, they are great faces of these PR, to be perfectly honest, these PR stunts from the big feds. Jackson would fit perfectly into that, and these bigger companies are blind.
And that's the thing, as we've talked to before, is he has said several times that he wants to stay independent, so that's great. But there are bigger independent companies that kind of bypass him, and it's just
one
crazy.
of them doesn't deserve him anymore.
Well, that's true. Fuck MLW. I've said that for them and SWE are really about the same. I don't like them,
but
very different reasons, but pretty much the same level as I don't really like them, and it's. Again, I like the talents on them, sure, for some. I don't like all the talents, but I like some talents. It's the people who run them I hate.
So if you happen to work these shows, it's not that we hate you, it's we hate your boss.
Exactly.
But he is now the number one contender at Purple Rain of all places.
And then that's
which
the thing.
Makes me super excited for that match.
Right, and that's the thing, is it right now on paper it's Brixton, but could it be not Brixton when we get there?
It's like we've still got over a month before that match.
So but while Jackson Brixton does look amazing, and I can't wait for it because again,
even
Chop versus Chop,
the tease we got last week.
Which I guess we can go ahead and get into next week. We've spent enough time on the Aztec.
Yeah, it was like so much for that 5 to 10 minutes we were talking about.
Well, literally, I like when I told you I wanted to talk about Aztec War, I was like, literally, I just want to talk about. Really, my main thing was Wes's return, Chris Carter's debut, and Bambi being the MVP.
I also wanted to make sure to get the first
Dave
match
and Tatum because
like Dave and Tatum. I also wanted to get the first match taken
care of the match of the night.
Reasons.
Match of the year contender, probably.
Then we had MPX's The Purge, which was probably one of the most entertaining shows of the year. Please don't. Well, actually, no. Nobody else is here, so
no, that's fine.
Don't break our mics.
I was gonna say Purge is over. That's why it was Purge.
Oh man. But like the whole night, it was definitely Civil Disorders night.
It really
until the end.
And that was one thing. Because we didn't get to talk about the hype before it. We didn't get to preview Purge, but I had talked about you. I talked with you and, a couple of my friends beforehand. I was like, Civil Disorder really doesn't seem to fit the Purge for me. It's not like the other teams and stables we've had here.
Yeah.
Like they seem more of the type that would kind of, not necessarily run away, but they would shy away from the hardcore, the anarchy. They wouldn't be that type. And they fit it perfect. Like they exceeded my expectations. They owned the Purge and it was amazing.
And it's like they're like, oh, Civil Disorder, The Purge. It's a perfect
It was
pairing.
like made for them. I was like, holy crap, this is better than I thought it'd be. Because again, like I said, if you look at how they kind of are and how like Exodus has won most of his matches and stuff like that, you're thinking, oh, they're going to kind of run away from everything. They're not going to embrace it. And no, they didn't. They went
the opposite direction.
They embraced everything that the Purge represents, which is
the lawlessness, the disorder.
Well, and even before, like you said, you alluded to it with Cody being dropped to a level 9.
Oh yeah,
which was good job, Tyler Foster. That was great.
Damn you, Tyler. Damn you. No.
And getting threatened, and then James trying to save him, which is one of those where it's like, so is James not done wrestling? Which, okay, a wrestler's never really done wrestling. I mean, look at Terry Funk, obviously he's got some. Yeah. Well, according to Tommy Dreamer, he's fine. Well, he's not fine, but he's better than everyone is leading to believe. But it's one of those where a wrestler's never truly ever done. Yeah. I mean, I just saw on Instagram Jerry the King Lawler's fighting Rhino soon. So, it's in Tennessee, so obviously.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
that makes sense now?
Yeah, that makes more sense. Okay. I'm just like, what am I?
Yeah. But no, it's one of those where I don't mind seeing James come back every now and then. But I do want him on commentary because he was so good.
He was. He was really good.
And like I said, just saving Cody was it was one of those where,
and that was the aftermath of the first match of the barroom brawl between Stephen Kirby and Exodus Prime, and this set the stage for the whole night in a lot of ways.
Those were good poker chips that probably just got thrown away. I'm sad.
Not all of them, but a lot of them did.
I'm sad. Those are good poker chips.
Oh, no, trust me. The owner of said poker chips was kind of upset that I know I got to hear him rant about it.
But no, this match, again, is one of those where we knew some of the matches going to Purge. We didn't know this one. We knew Kirby would be there. And Kirby had even said, look, I know what my match is and I can't wait for it. And it was so good. It was him and Exodus. And again, Exodus just too damn good.
Beer bottles. I mean, it's like obviously anybody who knows stage theater and, movies and things like that knows how
Kayfabe, motherfucker.
This is rehab.
I did feel really bad. Kirby accidentally dropped him and broke like half of them already. Yeah. That one felt bad, but then they still used them and it was great.
Yeah, there were three still going, and then they broke one at the end because the two of them broke one each, and then
we almost got Blind Justice 2.0, which would have been
the darts. Oh my god,
would have been amazing.
I would expect that in a Sky or Remedy match, not a Kirby
I forgot
match.
who it was. It was either you or it was Pat. I was talking about. Yeah, there was one death match I was watching where the guy was tied up in ropes and they just threw the darts at his back. How? And I was like, ooh. And that was my first thought when I saw it. I go, oh, Kirby's taking a dart in the back. Then they didn't. I was like, oh, okay.
He's going for his head and everything. I'm like, oh, your move, Masada. Jeez.
Yeah, skewers have been handed down to two people, at least that I know of. Remedy being one of them, and that's a huge honor. And then the other one was Atticus Kogar, which we probably will never see in MPX, sadly. But those are the only two I know of. So if anyone else uses skewers, everyone needs to tell them to fuck off.
And the fact that the table got broken like within the first 7 seconds of the match.
That I thought was great too. And then, of course, Brian taking amazing pictures. There was a great picture of Exodus doing his entrance. And Kirby's like, look at this motherfucker. Oh my God, that was so great. And then, just immediately come in, go through the table. Was awesome.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, Kirby still being, winless here at the Purge. It's not his show.
No, I was like, it is and it isn't. I mean, because he is Mr. Mayhem. He gets to cause all that mayhem.
Maybe just needs to take a year off from the Purge, maybe.
Yeah.
Or maybe he should do what other people do and just kind of walk around and cause havoc.
I mean, hell, Aaron Mercer was there.
Aaron Mercer stabbed a dinosaur.
Yeah.
That was amazing. And Skip, and a little spoiler, Skip survived. I don't understand.
They almost had him, but then he survived by the skin of his teeth.
I think that was literally one of my favorite moments of the Purge. Yeah. And then I love how it was Skies, the first one to greet him. And it's like, oh, the Purge is over. Fine. I'll hug you. And I was like, oh, he was just tenderizing you. He's just getting ready. And then Remedy, I'm like, oh God, Remedy's going to kill him too.
Yeah, hey, it was the Purge, man. You do what you do.
Yep.
But after that, we had a tornado tag match. Luther Black coming back to MPX, teaming up with Remedy.
So excited for this.
Yeah. And the thing is like, Sky comes out and he looks over at you and is like,
he got right in my face. He goes, "You're not ready for this."
Yeah. And then fight bears.
Oh my
God.
God.
Oh my freaking God.
It was so great because immediately as soon as Sky comes out, I go, "Oh sweet, he's got the tribe, sweater on. He's because he's got the captain and everything." I go, "Oh, that's awesome. He's finally maybe showing people he's going to market them and sell them because I want one."
Yeah.
Then he just goes, "You're not ready for this." I was like, "Well, yeah, it's you and Remedy. Of course, I'm not ready." Oh wait, what?
Yep. And honestly, it's like I ain't gonna pass the buck on this one. We started that fucking chant.
Oh, of course we did. And it was like I said, this is the closest the tribe's ever getting the MPX, and I'm going to take advantage of it. It was amazing having him and Dimitri team and both being excessive violence gear. Remedy, and that's
the whole team that's available in this area was here.
Yes, they were, with the exception of Malin. They were all there, and like I said before, like Remedy could definitely fit in excessive violence.
She could.
That match was amazing. I didn't know how Luther would do. He came out for a fight, because I've only seen Luther maybe 4 or 5 times, and he was great.
Yeah,
I definitely want to see more of him, more and more. I loved his match with Kanu, and I love this match. Obviously, I love this match.
Let's get Luther Black and Prince Kanu back more often. I would be so happy with that.
That would be great. And then again, just this match so violent. I mean, I had always heard the rumor that we're not allowed to have fire in MPX, and Remedy said, "Fuck that," and lit his hand on fire. He had literally a fire fist, and it was amazing. Yeah. And people were like, "Oh, it was out." No, it was not out. You literally, when he goes to punch, you see the flame. Yeah, you can slow it down and look at it. It's beautiful.
It was not the most bright and colorful flame ever, but it's like if you were watching his hand, which is what you should have been watching at that point.
Exactly.
You can see the flame, especially when he hits.
When he hits, and it was great. Loved it. Because it's one of those where like, oh, he does skewers, and if anyone else has seen him do hardcore man, he usually has a knife on him. And I love it when
that is terrifying.
I
love the fact that he likes us.
I know, because I loved what I asked him. I was like, "Where was your knife?" He goes, "I was told not to bring it." And I was like, "Yeah, I've told that he can't have fire either. What the hell?" So no, that was great, and I hope next time I see him do a death match, he does the fire fist again, because that was an amazing move.
I love the fact of how many guys were like, okay, so this is what you need to do to make the flame brighter.
There was a nice discussion outside about, oh, let's do this and let's do that, and you should try this, and I'm like, oh God, he's literally going to have his whole hand engulfed the next time we see it.
Yeah, no, and what's funny is Mr. Fix-It himself was talking about how he's like, well, I know how he could have made that, the flame a lot more visible and bigger, but still be just as safe.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, of course, you're a theater tech. Of course you know how to do all that shit.
Oh, it was great. That match was amazing. Because like I said, the tribe was there, so part of my dream in MPX came true. And then obviously Evan Remedy and Luther was great.
Yeah. And of course, Civil Disorder coming out again, proving that this night was their night.
Yep.
And I think they pissed off the 2 wrong men.
That's what I was saying. I was like, you don't want to piss off Sky and Dimitri. What the hell? And then Remedy. Yeah. Like, damn.
And unfortunately, Dimitri did get hurt.
Yeah, a little bit. He's fine. He's probably going to take a couple of weeks off, which he should, because that's another one.
Honestly, it's like especially if you're a champion, which I've said this before, when you're a champion, you are literally carrying the company you're in. And especially for a weekly show like MPX, after you drop a title, take a break. That's my opinion.
Well, it's that, and then also Dimitri, like I've said before, and it's one of the reasons Dimitri's becoming my favorite, is he's one of the last few road warriors in Texas. He goes everywhere. So for him to take a little break, I think it's good. Yeah, it sucks, but I mean, it is sometimes needed.
Well, there are some up and comers who are starting to become road warriors. I mean, you see Christian Moxie's talking about going all over the fucking place. Zach Morg is going all over the place.
I mean, there's definitely more coming, especially now that COVID's kind of not gone away, but it's opening up more.
Not gone away.
It's another strain. Don't worry about it. It's fine. We'll just be in another lockdown next year. It's okay. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, let's get through this year before you fuck it up again, guys.
Well, let's at least get the purple rain.
Yeah.
And then cold day in hell.
But yeah, it's really just a bad idea for them to piss off Remedy and Sky. And they suffered for it later on.
Yes. And it's one of those where you got 2 men who literally, last month, 2 months ago, tried to kill each other with staples and dollar bills and made girls turn away and people walk out. And, which I was kind of shocked there was an applause for the fire, but I'm shocked more people weren't as disturbed as they should have been.
Yeah.
And it's the one thing with wrestling, you can ask almost any deathmatch wrestler, fire is the most uncontrollable thing you have.
Yeah.
That you can work with. Everyone's like, oh, like a lot of deathmatch wrestlers, they have a no list, and a lot of them put fire on their no list because you can't control it really.
I mean, just listen to Edge and Mick Foley talk about that table.
Well, and there was one. It was Foley and Abyss in TNA. They lit a table. Foley went through it. There's a pin, 1, 2, and then you hear Foley just scream, and Abyss jumps up, and Foley's back is still on fire. And of course, they douse him out with fire extinguisher and water and stuff like that. But it's one of those where, you think it's out, and it's really not.
No, fire is dangerous.
Yeah, and there was
with fire. Kids.
I was going to say, the Edge story where he's like, I speared him, and literally I just felt my eyebrows and the top of my hair go because he's face first in fire. And I'm like,
Mick
Jesus.
Talking about it's like, I might burn my scrotum.
I was like, God damn. So fire's a no-go for a lot.
Oh yeah. And it's understandable.
Oh yeah,
you're not a chicken for not doing fire.
Nope.
You are a badass for doing fire, though.
No, I don't think Remedy's going to give a shit. He's going to punch you with fire whether you want to or not.
Oh yeah. Then
he'll punch you, if he wanted to.
Yeah.
But like you said, luckily he likes us for some reason.
Yeah, for some reason. I love him. He's one of the coolest people, as well as one of the most awesome wrestlers. In general.
I'm very happy to have met and actually talked to him. It's great.
Same. Very much same.
It's crazy. Deathmatch
after
wrestlers
that was
are some
Sebastian
of the nicest
Envy
wrestlers.
taking on another debut for MPX of David Super Duperon, and I like this guy. I'm not gonna lie, I like this guy.
I liked him. I just didn't like the name. But I did like him. So it's a better debut than the last match.
I don't think I can think of much worse debuts.
I was gonna say, is that another thing I need to drop? Keep mentioning that.
Only just so I don't have a coronary every time because it's just.
But yes,
so bad, and I know that some of the guys, and especially some of the guys that watch us, are actually friends with him, and I'm sure he's a good guy.
Just because you're a good guy doesn't mean you have to be a good wrestler.
Yeah, I was going to say, but just because you're a good person in your heart doesn't mean you're really good at the craft that you want to do.
What was it we said
There's
last time?
There's a reason I do this and not in the ring.
I was going to say, what was it we last time? Wrestling's for everyone, but not everyone's meant to be cut out to be a wrestler. So,
but yeah, this match, it was fairly basic. It was a debut match. So the outcome was kind of expected. Obviously, Civil Disorder left him home because Exodus and Sebastian have a good rapport.
I was going to say there's a really weird mutual understanding.
And that's one of the reasons I'm like, why the fuck is Sebastian and why the fuck is Best Picture not involved with Civil Disorder? But they've got their own thing.
Yeah. See,
they've already gotten Nakeem and Owen. They don't need a Nakeem.
Yeah, and he's a director. He would want to take over. And Exodus, Brixton, Gabe, and Kari, there's no leader. They're all together as one to rise up. Oh, what? Dude, who's the leader?
That so totally worked out for the core.
It did work out for the core until they started releasing all the members of the core.
Yeah.
But no, this match is probably the least purgy of the match, but it was still a very good wrestling match. It's in a night of hardcore wrestling, which yes, I obviously love because that's one of my first true loves in wrestling, which I love all wrestling, but everyone knows hardcore and death matches up there for me. You do need that break, and Sebastian and Duperon provided a good break. Like this match was worked really well.
I enjoyed Duperon. I love the fact that everybody looked at him and was like, is that Jay Ace? Man, he filled out. It's like, no, that's not Jay Ace, guys. That's David Duperon. It says it on his
I was sitting there. I was thinking that too. I was like, isn't that because I forgot the team name? It was Pretty Boy Jocks or something like that. I was like, isn't that Mox's former partner? And I was like, and I was gonna say Pretty Boy Killers. I go, no, that was Shane Taylor and Keith Lee.
Yeah.
But no, it was like I said. I wouldn't mind seeing Duperon again. It was one of those.
Apparently, he's got his own promotion down south.
I was gonna say I'd never heard of or seen him before. It was Bossman who actually put it in the Addicts page saying he's coming to Dallas. I go, oh, cool. Who is this? And then he fought Sebastian. It was good.
Yeah. So if we can see him again, that'll be great. And if he doesn't have shows on Saturday nights, then might give that a go.
Very shocked that Schaefer was not here with Sebastian though.
Yeah, that actually kind of shocked me too because I was expecting that they were going to be, especially I think the card actually had the two of them.
It did. It said also appearing Best Picture.
Yeah.
So that's one reason why I was shocked Schaefer there with him. And also it's the Purge.
Live entertainment, card subject to change.
Yep. Because Schaefer, I think, would fit very well in a purge atmosphere. So
definitely. After that, we went from a decent, grounded wrestling match between two, decent, really good performers to the playground match.
Yeah,
this was a lot of fun. Obviously, when you say the boys come to play, I don't know if people mean this, but Gabe Wilder and the Mad Prince. They came to play and they played hard.
And I love how rulers were involved because playground. And that's when you hear that, you're like, okay, well, you obviously have to have a dodgeball, thumbtack. It's like something. You have to have something that brings school into it. And they brought the rulers. I'm like, okay, cool. And I don't know what it was about the rulers, but Mad Prince knew how to use them and break them very well. Gabe had a little trouble. And then
it's like just whack.
Mad Prince finally goes, fuck that. Bam. And I was like, oh. I think Gabe definitely got maybe the worst of this.
Yeah. He didn't win the match, so
true. Which was very close. It was a quick roll up and a quick escape.
Yeah. And then of course you had some of the girls upset that Paw Patrol got disrespected.
Oh, that was great.
the table
and that's a table that. Yes, while it broke, does not break very well. That hurt like hell.
Yeah, I have reports that from both men that no, that was not a comfortable hit.
No, I'm sure it didn't look comfortable because the table itself could still be very much used.
Yeah,
like people are like, "Oh, it's dead." No, you could still very much use that table.
But it ain't dead. No.
Well, I have a feeling we'll see that table again. But no, Tommy doing the smart thing and the quick escape with the way Silver Disorder's been that night. And just everything about that match was, it's good. It's obviously far from done, and I would love to see them do more.
Well, given what we know about next week, it's definitely far from done.
Obviously, but I'm meaning more of I want them, their singles is not done. If we are to ever, and I know I've been told several times we cannot, but if we ever get a cage match in MPX, this I think has to be the first one. Tommy and Gabe in a cage would be phenomenal.
It's not that we can't. It's that, where the hell
it's
are
very
we
hard.
put
No, that's what I mean. It's very hard in that building where to store it and two, to actually get it up in there. I get why, but man, they proved me wrong. We had a ladder match. And I never thought we'd have a ladder match.
Yeah, that surprised me.
So
it was
really
good though.
I think they can definitely do a cage match in that building if they ever choose to. And I think Gabe and Mad Prince would be one of the best ones to do for a first.
I agree.
Because it keeps Civil Disorder out, and those two men would destroy each other in it.
I totally agreed. But before we move on to the other actual matches we had throughout the night, intersperse. Did you get sent the link for the full video?
Yes.
Okay. Matthew Palmer, the Monster Hunter, decided to go to the Mad World itself to take on the leader of the Mad World, Malico. And
no longer Magnificent Malico, just Malico?
Magnificent Malico.
Okay. Yeah. Well, you're going to say Monster Hunter Matthew Palmer. You should give Matthew.
It's brain glitch, man. This is my brain being stupid. I know the names, but my brain goes, nope, you're going to just roll right over it.
Or you could just do it backwards, like Malico the Magnificent.
Yeah. But it was.
I'll float. No, I'm not floating. Fuck that.
What?
I'm not floating.
Oh, okay. I was like, I'm only getting half the conversation here. I'm like, what? What are we talking? Oh,
you don't need to hear the full conversation. My friend's trying to be a dick because he knows I hate clowns.
So next week's gonna suck for you, isn't it?
Next week does suck, but hopefully Palmer will, like I said on mainline. Palmer will become my favorite wrestler ever because he'll get rid of the clown for me. I need the clown to survive till August 8th, but
I will say it's like I loved the general story of the match.
Yes,
the jokes in it. To include something that our dear friend Tony Snow is very proud of, the warm piss part.
And I hate, because obviously you're going to compare them, and I hate to say it's better than Dexter and Malico because they put everything into that.
They did.
And it was good. But this one I think was...
Well, the thing is...
I think it was better because it was broken up. I think that's part of it.
That's part of it. The other part is I think it's like since this is the second time they did it.
They learned from the first a lot.
So this was better, not because it was, the other one was bad per se. It's that they learned, okay, this is what worked, this is what didn't work. I will say for this time, the jump cuts did not work this time. They hurt. I suck as an editor. I suck. And those hurt me to watch. Oh, jeez. I know a couple of professional editors that I can point you to. They might cost a little bit, but...
The thing I love about this Monster Hunter character is it's gone a complete 180 from what it started out. It started out as a Winchester supernatural type character. You know, pretty much like if Jason Silver wasn't a vampire, you can almost guarantee that's what his character would be.
Yeah.
Because obviously it's supernatural and he
Actually,
loves
given
supernatural.
some of the things we had heard about the end of last year, I was almost expecting him to start working with Palmer after their match.
But I love how it's gone from the Winchester type thing to now this D&D Warlock Monster Hunter type character, which obviously knowing Palmer, this is what it's like.
It does have a D&D Ravenloft feel, but I was also thinking it's very reminiscent of Sherlock versus, Dracula.
Yeah, it's like a very mad scientist almost kind of feel. And the promo pictures are
Gothic
great.
Horror.
His video is great. Like everything he's done about this character since dropping the whole Winchester type thing. I love it. I like this Monster Hunter version a lot better.
Renfield still being around, I'm loving that as well.
I love it when it's the videos. I still don't feel it's necessary ringside.
Well, he was.
Well, and that's the thing. We'll find out next week because this is obviously different. Only one person can go to the Mad World because there's only one mask, and which I guess that's how you get to the Mad World apparently. So I guess Lugo and them are there all the time. But that
explains why there was only one mask.
Yeah.
The Lugos had the rest of them.
Exactly. Hey, and I'm sure for some reason Lugo's probably got that one now too.
Wouldn't surprise me.
But no, I love the way this Monster Hunter's character is going because it was not too long ago. I was like, okay, cool. What do we do with it now? Where are we going?
Now what? Yeah.
And he's turned it completely different.
Yeah,
I love it.
Never count a storyteller like him out.
Oh no, not at all.
And I'll be surprised. I was actually kind of expecting that this was going to be taking place like at another promotion because of things I've heard that I'm not going to talk about publicly. But I thought this was going to be at another promotion. The fact that this is all happening at MPX makes me ecstatic.
It really is. And it was one of those that, like, for some reason, I don't know why, I thought that was the end of it, at least for MPX. Like the video, he drowned him. He's just floating. Okay, cool. We're done.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, he finally got rid of the clown. And then I see the graphic, and I'm like, oh, you got to be kidding me. And it's going to be great, though, because... And we'll talk about it more when we get to the match, but it's going to be good.
After all of that, we had a casket match, which I think this is the last casket match we're going to see for a while.
It takes a while to get those bumps out.
The immortal Jason Silver taking on the trainer Red Chambers. And I got to say, just... Sorry, Kirby, for inflating your student's ego, but this was the best I have seen in Red.
That's why I'm, excited for the thing we'll talk about later with Red. This was amazing for Red. I thought he did amazing. And he did very well against Hardakis. Like that one impressed the hell out of me. But this one, there was a fire and a vengeance out of him, and it was great. And you're going against someone like Silver who, granted, we don't know what they say in the back, but I can almost guarantee Silver one of them said, just beat the shit out of me. I'll be fine. Yeah. And Red did. Red took everything to him.
And took everything
from
Jason
Silver
had
because
to dish out too.
We've seen Silver get more and more aggressive, more and more physical, more and more violent as he's becoming this darker Silver. And it's great.
I'll be honest, this was the Silver I wanted to see when he put on the mask. This is very much the kind of Silver I wanted to see.
It was a little bit that way until they became faces.
Yeah.
Which, you'll ask the Crypt all the time and they'll reminisce and they'll be like, yeah, we don't know why people cheered us. They really shouldn't have. And it's
I've said my piece time and again about that one.
All three of those are, I think it's a respect thing for how talented those three are.
Well, it's also, there was a timing issue.
Well, that's true too. It was,
people were still very high about the return of Hardakis. The win
it was against Jamie.
Yeah.
And even when Jamie's a face, people still weren't really behind Jamie, which is, I think, a testament to how good of a heel Jamie was. Because no matter what he did good, people are like, no, we still don't like
been, it's like if it had been another couple of weeks, another week.
Right.
Even before Hardakis turned on Ryan, I think we would have seen a different reaction.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say that 100% because you know what? That's hindsight is 2020, and I still couldn't tell you what would actually happen.
And I don't know if we would or not, because even look at Hardakis' last return. People booed and hated Isaac, but loved Hardakis.
Yeah.
So
it's because Isaac had been.
Well, yeah, because Isaac has been Isaac's so good at his job, and it's one of those where it's like, and yes, there's people like you who are finally embracing the whole you cheer who you really like, as opposed to being just face or heel. So
I'll be perfectly honest. It's like Sebastian is probably going to be it for me for cheering.
Oh, even
heels.
if Hardakis comes back as a heel. Yeah. See, that's what I thought.
Yeah. Okay. That
those two are your two.
But yeah. No, actually, I have a third one. The third one is Byron, but he's, not sure whether he's coming back or not. And, if he does come back, I don't know if he's going to be heel or face. It's a matter of these are the people I like. It doesn't matter whether they're face or heel.
Right.
I'm going to cheer them. And I will admit, yes, it is more fun being a heel sometimes.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. Especially when you're the only heel amongst everybody else who's like, booing them. I don't know why. This is so much fun for me.
Yeah, it is. It is fun sometimes.
Yeah.
But no, Red and Jason just, dear Lord, took it to each other. And this is, like I said, we didn't know Red really had this in him. We saw a little bit with Hardakis. That was the only thing. Like, he still came out as like the dark Pokemon or whatever.
Yeah.
I just wish he had the face paint again. Like, like he did against Hardakis. I kind of wish he had
the
it.
Pikachu mask.
Right.
Which was actually a very good, is like a purge mask with the glowy things.
Yeah, that was
Pikachu.
Cool. And that's the other thing. I love the simplicity in his video announcing he'll be there for the purge. Just the black and white walking with the Pokeball on a chain.
Kind of reminds me of the intro for the first purge that we did for Mainline.
Yes, and just love the simplicity of it, and then came out with it, and then immediately broke it.
Oh my god!
Silver's
Yeah,
face.
just like boom.
And
I was actually kind of worried that the chain had caught Silver in the face.
And if it did, he heals quick anyway.
Yeah.
So
can't kill him.
Like fucking Wolverine.
He is. As certain people are wont to say, unkillable little weed.
The one thing I'm glad they did not do that I really thought Silver was going to try was the 450 into the coffin. Because it looked like they were trying to set up for. I'm like, no.
Maybe not into the coffin, but on the coffin could have been done. It still would have probably hurt like hell.
Man, but that is one of the better, and it's no disrespect to Dave and Wes, but this casket match I really loved.
It really
it's one of the better ones I think we've had in MPX. And it's weird to say that because there was no build to it. There was no reason for it. Dave and Wes had a reason, and that's part of what made theirs so good.
Frankie and
Kirby had a reason.
Frankie and James had a reason.
Silver and Fox. All those had great stories building up to it, and all those are good casket matches. We haven't had a bad one here. Red and Silver, maybe because it came out of nowhere, and Red kind of surprised all of us, including I think most of the acts were surprised by how well he was. I would hope the people in the back were surprised at how well he did. But that casket match by far was one of my favorites that's been had in that building. Those two men laid it all out, and it was one of the better moments of the purge.
I agree. It's like I almost would put it as a match of the night, but then of course there's the next match, the excessive violence match between Wesley Crane and Dexter Hard Times Hardaway.
Which as soon as they announced, I go, no, they've already been busy. Oh, that's right. There's a third member. Okay.
It's like.
And then,
you look at it, it's like we had, if it weren't for the couple of matches in between, it would have been really cool to have just the whole
tribe right there. And then that's the thing, the story that West, and again, had they had 2 weeks to tell a story, and they told it amazingly, beautifully, and
honestly, it's like I had actually thought about doing a story like that for, it was like, a long time ago. It was like for back in my fucking backyard days, high school.
Yeah,
I was stupid. Well, I still am, but I was young and stupid. Now I'm old and stupid. So hey, but
the stupid things hurt way more.
Yeah,
mentally and physically.
But the story was really great. Wes wants a match, and Dexter doesn't want the match. So Wes says, "Okay, fine. I'm going to take that which you love most." and you can come find me.
And that's the thing I love is it wasn't even necessarily he wanted a match. He wanted the Dexter he remembers seeing as a kid or as a young one starting in wrestling. He wanted Hard Times, Dexter Hardaway, and he got it. And Jesus Christ, these two men. It's crazy because, like, okay, the Purge, and I know we're still COVID-ish and we're still worried about blood and stuff like that. And these two men did not care. And it was great.
So much blood.
Wes bleeds, and Wes bleeds
it's like Wes is a bleeder, and Dexter is not, exactly.
Yeah, Dexter bled too, and it's one of those where Wes has that amazing, some of the best bleeders like Carino and Flair, where they have that white blonde hair, and it just goes back. And there's a great picture, I'm pretty sure Wes posted it, of him, doing the whole Satan thing in the middle of the ring and just blood running down his face. It's amazing. Again, Brian, amazing pictures. Fuck. I can't. It's amazing how he sits ringside and just gets such good photos. Not even literally sits on the other side of the barricade, not roaming around ringside like we've seen other photographers do.
Yeah, no,
it's crazy.
God, I can only wonder what level of pictures he would get if he could get the in the ring or in the barricade.
Right. It would be crazy for him to actually roam around and do it. But this match was by far the most violent match we had. Excessive violence, I guess you could say. It lived up to its name.
Oh, definitely.
It was great. The only thing that really, really disappointed me, and it's very minor, is Dexter had said on Instagram, "I'm bringing the kitchen sink," and we did not see the kitchen sink. I was a little disappointed in that, but everything else about that was great. And then obviously the end with the respect given. And Blanca being returned.
Blanca's back, yay!
And Blanca always gets a reaction out of the attics. It's amazing.
It's almost like we're cat people.
Yeah.
Or at least we like animals.
We all love pussy. What the fuck? What?
Yep.
Come on. That was my favorite part of Mainline.
Oh, yeah. No.
as I did it 5 times. You can probably tell. That was my favorite part.
Yep. And then after that was another tornado tag match of Civil Disorder taking on a team I did not think we'd see. Especially not in the incarnation it was in.
Not in that, or even the fact that Jackson was at the Purge.
Oh, but he very much kept to his I don't do this hardcore thing. Yeah, I loved that. It's like
I love every time it was. I think it was him and Wes. There was time Wes threw a door in, and Jackson pulled it. He goes, "No, we're not doing that." Yeah, because Jackson comes from the background of the mat is sacred and stays to it, and I love it.
Yeah, and Tommy Dean in his Wesley's best friend mode.
Yeah, and I love how Tommy Dean made it defend. I don't know why it didn't click until he pointed out he main evented MPX. That he's definitely ours now.
Oh, yeah.
That I don't know why I didn't notice that till he told us. And I'm like, oh shit, you did main event the Purge. Fuck, you are MPX. Yeah. Well done. And then coming out with their own version of Barbie was great. Very shocked at the people that took it. Kari took it across his back. I was shocked at that one. Tommy obviously took it. So
yeah, the fact that it was Brixton and Kari, I was wondering how the chemistry of these two was going to be, because we obviously, Brixton and Exodus have been in the back with each other,
right.
So therefore had time to connect and everything like
Brixton
that.
And Gabe, obviously.
Brixton and Gabe, very obviously. And so I was wondering, it's like, okay, is Kari going to have the same kind of chemistry? And didn't exactly, but they made up for it in adaptability.
Well, and I was going to say, it's hard. I mean, it's Tornado. You really don't need chemistry per se.
Yeah.
But Kari being the tag team specialist he is, is probably one of those that's going to thank you. Just got slobber.
Like slobber monster dog.
Is one of those that he can probably team with most. I can't wait to see, because that's something me and you have talked about is, okay, Brixton's the champ, Exodus champ. So obviously the team here is going to be Kari and Gabe probably. Yeah. How are they going to work together? And both of them being tag team guys, it's like, there's no doubt they'll be fine.
They've done a good job of just mixing it up with the tag teams and everything like that. It's like, it's not one specific tag team. If it weren't for the fact that Best Picture has the titles and their heels too, I'd almost say it's like it'd be interesting to see them do the menage a trois rules, as we call it at MPX.
And I think that's the other thing is, because you have alluded to them being in Civil Disorder, wanting them to, and like keeping them separate. Yeah. I wouldn't be shocked if we don't see Civil Disorder. They're like, why wouldn't they want all the tag titles?
Yeah.
So I wouldn't mind seeing Civil Disorder.
Especially since you got to really kind of wonder, it's like, okay, They've beaten Sig and Manning, one of the most steamrolling teams to come to MPX in a while.
They raged through it, right?
They raged right through it, yeah. We're going to get our asses kicked again this Saturday. You know that. He's going to go harder on you simply because you no-sold the last one.
I did not no-sell it. I tried.
Watch it again.
I still sold.
You look like you're just like, oh.
No, it still hurt. I tried, but it still hurt.
He's going to go harder on you simply because you big-timed him last time.
That's not true. I love Dave. He doesn't love me, but I love him.
But I was like, I know I'm going to get my ass kicked. I'm used to that.
Fucking asshole and Mart.
It's okay. Dimitri got revenge for everybody.
Yeah, he did. It was good.
I surprised Dimitri by remembering the. It's like, so you got a revenge for the certain title you lost 3 years ago? Yeah,
finally,
and Saturday.
I was gonna say, I think he was more worried, saying he's gonna get vengeance for Tatum, but
my first thought was Dimitri, Dave.
That's because everything's MPX for you.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie.
But no, this match was great, and again. The photos, I love the cover photo they have because you can literally see Jackson chopping the soul out of Kari. Yeah. It's so great.
Oh, and the back and forth between Tommy and Jackson with Kari. It's just like one turns out the lights, one turns on the lights.
Yeah, that's
chop on.
Yep. It was heart stop, heart start, heart stop, heart start. And that's the thing, Tommy, like he wanted best lariat. Cool. He's in competition for that. What's best drop? He's in competition for that. Like, Jesus Christ, Tommy, settle down. You don't need to be best at everything. I mean, it's a good motivation to have.
I was like, we enjoy watching you go for it, but you don't need to. We already know you're awesome.
It's like fucking Exodus. I'm going to make video games. Oh, I'm going to make music. Oh, I'm going to be a personal fitness guy. Oh, I'm going to be that. Jesus Christ, Exodus, settle the fuck down.
Oh my God.
But, you're making the rest of us who don't do anything look really, really bad.
Just make me feel lazy just by existing. But and of course, as it was starting to look bad for Civil Disorder, the rest of Civil Disorder comes out to try and turn the scales in their favor, and then the locker room clears.
Yeah, people like I said, we didn't know Skip was there. Skip shows up. We didn't know Omara was there. Omara shows up. We're like,
Iron Belly.
We're like, oh. Where were these people?
Iron Belly stalking around the ring with that hammer. I'm going to hit somebody. He finally got someone.
And then, I don't know. Yeah, Skip survived. It's like, I thought when we didn't see Skip, I'm like, oh, smart. He knew stay far, far away. He has not had good times at the Purge.
No, the Purge is not a safe place for him. It's not a safe place for anyone.
He's too sweet of a boy, right?
Yeah, he's too much a sweet boy.
But no, and I love Skip, obviously, because he's hilarious. But that picture he posted where he's like, this is me telling my locker room that I can't afford to pay them hot dogs. And you literally, if you look at that picture and see Remedy and Sky's face, I'm like, oh, fuck. Because that was the moment where they realized, oh, we can all beat up Skip now.
Yeah.
And then the thing went off and Skip survived.
And you know what's funny is like that made it to where we couldn't do our usual pretend that the Purge is still going on. That was very definitive. It's like, oh, nope, the Purge is over.
Well, no, but there was still a murder Skip chant until he got hugged. And then I'm like, oh. And that was a great, and again, no one controls a crowd face-wise like Remedy. People were up, but he wanted everyone up, and everyone got up. So, again, I love the Purge. It's become one of my favorite annual events.
I love the hell out of it, yeah.
And this was so great.
Yeah. Wrestler stuff?
Oh, yeah, that kind of went back to Aztec Warfare. So, I remember now. Yeah. So, unless a wrestler physically hands you the shirt off their back or looks you in the eyes and tosses it to you, do not just take it. If it slides close to the barricade and you can reach it, don't just take it.
Or if you happen to see a mask just laying around.
Exactly.
One that looks like it might have been worked on.
Yeah, don't take stuff from the wrestlers. These are independent wrestlers. They kind of need that stuff. Now, if they look at you and throw it to you, fine. If they physically hand it to you, fine.
And even then, sometimes it's like I've been handed hats numerous times in which it's like, okay, obviously I'm giving this back.
Exactly. Just... You should know not to take their stuff.
Yeah.
And that's just friendly PSA.
Yeah.
So,
Okay, so that's what you meant by wrestlers.
Yeah,
that makes sense now.
Yeah, that apparently that happened at Aztec Warfare. Someone lost a shirt.
Geez.
I think a couple wrestlers actually lost a shirt.
A couple wrestlers lost a shirt. I know for a fact at least a couple of purge masks were lifted. And it was like, admittedly, some of the masks were like cheap, but you know,
they might mean something to some wrestlers.
Yeah. I was like certain wrestlers who this might be their first purge. So they're like, oh yeah, I want to do something really awesome with this mask. And then just walk off with it.
Yep. Yeah. So let's not take regular stuff unless they hand it to you.
Let's definitely not do that. And then let's go ahead and talk about next week, because next week's we only have 4 matches announced, but they are some really awesome matches.
And what's the name of the show?
Wrestle Rage.
Oh, I'm sorry. What was that second part?
Rage.
And who's on the card?
He's not.
Sir? Who's fighting Mikey B?
Oh! You're saying Rage as in Rager. I was thinking you were. I thought you were going to be once again just
ruin that joke.
That joke in. Oh, it's like, no, he's not. Rage Rivera is not there. No.
I'm pretty sure he's not allowed in the building anymore.
But no, actually, that was the first match I wrote down of Dave Sagan, the fucking living legend, Dave Sagan, taking on the Mikey B.
The Mikey B? You trying to Tommy Becker him, sir? Yeah. No.
Well, Tommy's not around to do it anymore.
Oh no, sir. Tommy, you hurry up and get well so you can super kick his ass. Or drop. Actually, you have a better drop kick. Do the drop kick.
Yeah.
Your drop kick's beautiful. Fuck. Yeah, Brian will break your wrist first, and then Tommy will drop kick you. And that's great.
Completely fuck up the self with a super kick. I know it.
But no,
like, if people are gonna do this shit to me, I want to do it right. I don't want to.
Yeah, you do it right, so you just take it full force, 100% real.
Okay. Yeah. Can't fake. Can't no sell. Exactly. You actually get kicked. Yep.
Knock some teeth out, busted lip. You're good. You're fine.
Oh, yeah. But I'm looking forward to this one because we haven't seen Mikey B since the match between him and Aaron.
Sir, we haven't seen Mr. Dave Sagan in a long time.
He wasn't going to purge. He said it himself. He already purged. Told Richie baby. I'm sure the boss loved that.
Oh my God, that was so great.
Yeah.
That video was great. And I also love how we don't really see him because Dave. Dave's reinvented himself yet again. And we're going to complete new Dave Sagan.
Mm-hmm.
I can't wait to see what the music is. Can't wait to see what he looks like. The gear. Because it's going to be different. It's fucking Dave.
Oh, yeah. But,
did you fall asleep on me?
No.
No, okay.
He just wants you to know he loves you.
Oh, I know. I love you too.
Goofy animal. I love him.
But yeah, having Dave and Mikey B is going to be great. Because again, like I said, this is building up, for the new great tag team we're going to get. The pretty young white boys. The section is just going to... They're going to need mops over there for that side. It's like
bring your umbrellas, folks. You're going to need them upside down.
Oh, Jesus. Didn't you just collect it all? No, sir. What is wrong with you?
Upside down, so you can float.
No, we're not floating, goddammit! I'm not... No! Stop it! But this is going to be a great match because obviously Mikey B... comes from the same training school as Tatum. There is a connection there. Tatum's already posted on Facebook. I hope, taught him well or whatever. And Mikey's everyone's looking for vengeance for Tatum because, Tatum is the golden boy at MPX. Yeah. So everybody wants vengeance. And Dave's here to prove, fuck you, this is still my building. This is the house. Remember, this is the house that Sagan. Yeah. How Sagan built this house.
Yep.
Which I guess he took it from Frankie, from Hoyt, from Kirby, from Fisher. There's so many lien holders on this goddamn house.
Yeah, I know.
Dimitri says, death to all tag teams. XV only.
Yep.
Yes. I'm down with that.
XV only. It's going to be great.
But, this match is going to be fun. This is Dave we're talking about, so...
wear your cup, Mikey.
Yeah, wear your cup, and best of luck. I hope you survive it.
My thing is do we see a Wild Tatum appearance?
Possibly.
I mean, we'll see.
We didn't see him at the Purge either, so
We didn't, but Dave also went announced.
Mm-hmm.
No, and that I feel that's a disadvantage for the living legend. He's been announced. he's got a target on his back. MPX is just setting Dave up for they're setting him up for an attack.
He's already called Tatum the smoothie biatch.
Oh, he dropped the king.
Tatum tried to make a joke about Smoothie King with the Loki thing going on.
And the PS, much love. But no, that's the thing is, that's another thing with this living legend. I hope he has his own little personal security. Just go really live this up with the whole living legend thing.
You think he can get his old personal security guard back?
Possibly. I don't think Ralph is doing anything. So he might be available. I don't know, because we're in the middle of a show, sir. I thought this was company time.
No. I was trying to see if it was one of the bosses or something like that.
They're not watching us.
Of course not. No,
Dimitri's watching us because Dimitri loves us.
Yeah.
And we love Dimitri.
Yes. Let's see. After that is, speaking of floating, we get Matt Palmer versus Malico in the ring.
Yes. Malico is
coming
back
back to MPX.
And I hate that he's so talented because I want to despise him so much, but he's too fucking good. Mm-hmm. And it makes me like him. And I hate liking clowns unless it's the Joker. And Malico's just he's too good in the ring. The character is too good. Yes, his laugh creeps me the fuck out in his entrance, but once he's in the ring, it's great. And his eyes, the eyes flip me the fuck out whenever he does that rolling upward thing.
Yeah, well, actually, he doesn't even do the rolling upward. He rolls them downward.
Downward, whatever it is, it creeps me the fuck out. Because I also have a weird thing about eyes in general, anyways.
Which
but no,
really made that one video clip I made work.
That was one of my favorite things because it worked out perfectly.
Oh god, yeah, I was. Like I said, I suck at editing. I was proud of that.
That was a good one. And it's also good because I actually worked well with the green screen. I didn't think I would. Yeah. But no, having Malico in the building and the Monster Hunter, this match is going to be great. I am shocked it's happening. One, I'm shocked it's MPX because we've talked about that off camera. And then two, I'm shocked that it's happening so soon after the little tease. Like, this is something.
Tommy Dean just joined the chat.
Hey, Tommy! We've been talking about you, man.
Yeah, we've already done hyping you up. Sorry you missed it. Go rewatch it, or let
let
Dimitri fill you in on how much we blew smoke up your ass. Well, I was gonna say suck your cock, but that's a little more vulgar. So
yeah, but you said it anyway. So you know what?
Yeah, but I didn't say it directly to him.
Don't touch the ponytail.
It confuses him. Yeah. He's confused. That was a great chant. That was a great match.
Oh, that was.
But no, having this match so quick after the teases, and it's not. Obviously, we need to stop saying our 4 big shows because MPX has proven us wrong that every show is apparently big.
We have at least one per month now.
You're right. And this one, Malico and Palmer, this can main event anywhere. Mm-hmm. And we're getting it. And we're getting it on a show that's not Purple Rain, that's not Destiny, that's not A Cold Day in Hell, that's not Texas Rumble. And it's just great. It goes to prove that you'll always need to be in MPX every Saturday, and you never know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Just case in point, none of us knew we were going to get Palmer and Malico Mad World clip match that we got at Aztec War or at the Purge and stuff. Mm-hmm. So it's great. And like I said, to have it come so quick from that tease and not be something that's built to Purple Rain.
I figured it'd be a couple of weeks at least, if not all the way to Purple Rain.
Right.
We saw that.
So
getting it this week, it's just fine. Yeah.
Oh yeah, because the match it's going to be great. Like I said, I love this version of the Monster Hunter. Mm-hmm. It's probably one of my favorite Palmers since the centerfold. I loved the centerfold Palmer when he was champion. I'm sure he hated it. The only thing I really miss from that is the centerfold dive. That was so beautiful to watch every time he did it.
Where he would jump up and just
just dive over the ropes, but like oh my god, it's so great. But yeah, Malico and Palmer are going to destroy each other, and it's going to be great. Mm-hmm. Hopefully he gets rid of the clown. Hopefully, and
you still have a little while.
I know, and I need him alive for the 8th because I need to watch 2 other of my favorites kill him. But it's good to have him back. Malico, as much as I hate to admit it, is a big part of MPX history. Obviously one of the most beloved wrestlers that the addicts love.
Yeah.
And rightfully so. Like I said, he's too fucking talented not to like.
I'm actually wondering, Pruitt's gang and the other kids that come in now, were they there the last time?
I don't think
Malaco was in the building.
I don't think so.
Oh boy,
I'm trying to
y'all
think.
are. It's like
I'm sure
Ernie,
I know they've seen Malaco because Pruitt has talked about him.
Yeah.
I just don't know if they've been at MPX. I'm trying to remember the last time we saw Malaco in MPX because it's been a long while.
It was when he beat Tatum for the Addicts Championship.
Okay, yeah, and then Dexter had to go to him to beat. Okay, yeah. Because I was gonna say it's been a long while, and we forgot to mention that about the Purge. Dexter wants the Addicts title.
Oh yeah.
And he wants to respect it and treasure it and earn it and not break it like he did the other one.
Yeah.
And that is, like I had said before, early on, this is something I think that Dexter should do. Is the reason we have that title is because of him.
Honestly,
all intents he should be able to hold it.
I think I mentioned this before when he won the title. It's like if you look at it, that title is intrinsically linked to Dexter's career at MPX because his first matches were, to go for the Addicts Championship. His biggest feud up to the point was, going against Kirby for the Addicts Championship.
And then taking a hammer to it.
Biggest glory. Yeah, it's like his most infamous moment was the Addicts Championship. His most glorious moment until the Purge was winning the Addicts Championship.
Yep.
And it's just like Dexter in the Addicts Championship, considering he's one of the hardest working wrestlers out there, I think if he goes out winning the Addicts Championship, more power to him.
And it's one of those, I usually hate that when a wrestler is leaving, wins the title, and then it's just it's vacated. I wouldn't mind at all if Dexter did that.
Yeah.
Because again, that Addicts title does everything about that Addicts title is exactly what it's meant to be. It's meant to be the workhorse title. It's meant to be the title of the people, the people's champion, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And if
Which
you
is
look
one
at
of
all
the reasons we were so big on, it's no. We need Zero to win this title.
Yeah.
We need Richter to win this title. We need
and look, I was going to say, look at the history of the champions that have had it. They've all been phenomenal workers. They've all been great champions that the Addicts can be proud of, even if they don't want to admit it, like CJ.
To date, except for Exodus, who is the current title holder, only one of them has not been at some point or another MPX champion, and that's Tatum.
And Dexter, but
well, as much as I talk about that, yeah.
Those two, and
but even then, it's Dexter.
Well, and let's be honest, it's Tatum's time is coming. He is MPX's golden child.
It is. Yep.
Hopefully, I want to say sooner than later because I have a feeling Tatum's one of those on that short list too that we're going to lose him to a bigger stage sooner than later.
Yeah,
and rightfully so. But no, having Dexter claim for that, I think is
I don't know. Maybe the feud between him and Dave won't end, and he'll stalk Dave up to Philly when Dave
fight forever.
Eventually goes over there.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like I said, I had joked. I was like, "You're stealing Tatum from us, aren't you?" Now he's like, "Fuck that, I'm not." But no, it's one of those where those two I think have now definitely been together. The fight forever chant, they're going to constantly be linked to each other, kind of like Kirby and Dexter. They're always going to be linked together because of the history with the Addicts title and everything.
But yeah, then we also, speaking of the Addicts title, we also have Mars Lewis taking on Exodus Prime. I did not see an Addicts champion.
I was just going to say, I was like, I don't know if the title's on the line. I feel it probably is because so far, with the exception of the Purge, every time Exodus has been in a match, it's been defended. That's one thing I think, even though he won't admit it, I think Exodus takes great pride in that no matter what, every time he's out there, title's on the line. So I wouldn't be surprised if it is an Addicts title match. Just wasn't announced or put on the graphic that way.
Yeah.
But again, this is another, I love seeing Mars Lewis every time.
Yeah.
He's one of those we always joke about.
I did find it interesting that whoever made this graphic put the Sabretooth Mars Lewis on there.
Yeah, I think that may have been a mistake.
Might have been.
But yeah.
Dimitri says Dave looks like a walking, breathing Creed song now.
Tyler's going to love him.
Yeah, that broke me. That broke me because
Dave has always been a tool.
He's gonna take that on me, asshole.
Honestly, it's like from Creed to Tool. It's a perfect circle.
God damn you! asshole. But yeah, to Dave being Scott Stapp, that works. Yeah. Oh, so does that mean Johnny O'Mara can't yell Scott Stapp now? I'm glad. I was gonna say I'm glad no one heard that. It's okay. He's probably commenting right now on YouTube.
Kyle says
exactly. Be like, you son of a bitch. But no, the match again, Mars and Exodus is going to be great because we know how good Exodus is. Having Mars is always exciting. It's always fun. He's very talented in the ring. Does go a little fast, but let's be honest.
I think Exodus will be able to keep up.
Exodus can keep up, much like Joe kept up with him. And if not, if they watch the tape from Dexter, you know how to slow him down. Yeah. But yeah, that match I think is going to be out of the 4 we have announced, might steal the show. The tag match is going to be great, which we're going to talk about right now. But that
like Palmer Malico, you're expecting that one to be like
exactly
almost a 5-star match. That,
well, it's like when we were talking about with the Liberty Day show.
Yeah,
Kanu and Luther to me was a match of the night. I simply think because I didn't. And it's no disrespect to them. I didn't expect much of it.
Yeah,
and it exceeded my expectations tenfold. And I thought it was great. And it kind of same with you with Ace.
Yeah,
because we hadn't seen Ace in how long. We didn't know how he was going to be and how good he was so good.
Yeah,
and that's why you were like, no, that was match of the night.
It's like I've never. I have never actually said every match was match of the night.
No, we never have. We just get accused of it.
Yeah. At Liberty Day, every match was fighting to be match of the night.
Yes, it was.
That was the amazing thing about it.
And that's because, again, that's how much that show meant to everyone that was on that card that worked it. And it was great. Hence why that card is right now. It's hard for me because I do love the Purge so much. But right now, that might be front runner for card of the year.
Yeah.
Liberty Day, Rumble, all those. Because, okay, let's be honest. Rumble, Purple Rain, those are always there.
Yeah.
So we probably should have separate categories like, okay, big 4, what's your favorite? And then here's all the others. What's your favorite of these? But yeah, Liberty Day is always going to stand out. And the Purge will always stand out. And this match, this tag match is, it's going to be great.
Yeah. The tag match, Civil Disorder with Brixton and Gabe.
Yep.
Taking on the team of, and this is one I didn't see coming, but I'm so glad to see it happen, Sky De Lacrimosa and the Mad Prince.
Oh, and I love the Mad Prince's name. God damn it. Change your fucking Facebook handle.
Well, it's because other shows he can still be Tommy.
God, so. I know, and it's annoying. But Mad Prince and Sky's team name that apparently he gave them, the Excessive Madness. Love it.
I do love that. That is perfect.
Oh, it's so great.
I was just going to say, is like, this team's already going to be crazy good. And, now they're just going to be crazy too.
Exactly. This is great. And we've seen the team up a little. There was a time I forgot to show, but Mad Prince and Sky were kind of on the same side. Mm-hmm. We definitely saw that at the Purge. And yeah, to have someone crazy violent as Sky now work with someone who's just legit crazy. It's great.
So okay, now we have it. Jason found his Sky replacement in Bane, and now Sky found his Jason replacement in the Mad Prince.
Sky found his new lost boy.
Yeah.
Oh man, but no, and
now we need the 2 tag teams to go against each other.
Oh, but that's the thing though, is it's crazy is, okay, Sky and Silver was still the sane one. Mm-hmm. Sky's the sane one in this. I
know, right?
How scary is that? How scary is it that Sky is the same one that probably has to be like, wait, no, let's do this, or let's try this. But no, I mean,
it's like they go full bore into this. You get the laughing killers or something like that.
Oh my God, that'd be great.
Yeah.
But no, this tag match is going to be amazing because we know Brixton and Gabe obviously will work great together. Mm-hmm. There's not a doubt in my mind, Sky and Mad Prince of the tag teams they've been a part of will work together. This is going to be great. And there's so much into it. Sky's still very upset that he doesn't have the MPX title. Mm-hmm. He still wants to avenge that loss to Brixton. He still wants that title back. That was, that was my favorite thing about his title run. Every time he grabbed it, mine. When he gave it up, mine. I mean, it was great. And then you've got Mad Prince, who is not done with Gabe, even though he won. Mm-hmm. He's not done. And it's one of those where I don't think either one of they're fighting forever. They're Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. They're never going to be done with each other.
No.
There may be another time down the road where
Honestly,
they team together again,
I
and their
wanted to
time
say
may
this
not.
during their when we were actually talking about their match, the Mad Prince and Gabe. That when comparative of expectations versus what I got, that made me happier than the Hardy Boys finally going at each other.
Yeah.
I was like, because when the Hardy Boys finally went after each other, I was like, oh my God, this is going to be like match of the decade and everything like that. And I was so underwhelmed. I was expecting, Triple H versus Shawn Michaels at SummerSlam, and I got what
let's be that like, because I didn't mind the Matt Hardy versus Jeff Hardy match at WrestleMania 25. I think it's because it was on WrestleMania 25. That was the issue.
Yeah.
Because that card was stacked. Because you still have, it still amazes me, the whole table sandwich spot and the twist of fate to the chair.
Yeah.
Both of those spots right there, I was like, oh, this match is good.
It may have been
now, granted, they did have better matches, but I thought that one was okay. Yeah, Gabe and Mad Prince, it did, I don't want to say exceeded expectations. It's what I thought it'd be, which was good. And it's one of those where, I know they're just going to ramp it up from here on. And like I said, I think they are, to me, they're more Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, to where they are going to go at each other and kill each other, and then maybe down the road team up again, then kill each other again, team up again. It's going to be great to see. And it's one of those, again, these two men.
And being able to do it across different, not just here at MPX. If
right.
they can pull it off across promotions.
Exactly.
It'll be perfect.
It is. And it's one of those where I do feel that Exodus, it's been a while since we've had guys come in the MPX and click so well with the MPX locker room and with the Addicts.
Yeah.
And we hear nothing but good thing about, and yes, I'll say it, the boys. We hear nothing but good things from people who've been in the ring with them, people in the back, and then obviously the Addicts love them.
Yeah.
And the same with Exodus. Everyone loves to hate him, but they will all admit how fucking talented he is.
Oh, yeah.
And again, that's how good Exodus at his job. And then same with the boys. They came in and they have just proven how good they are. And they're all so young, and I think they're all within 3 or 4 years of their career. So it's going to be amazing to see. And I love finding young talent like that and watching them grow and develop. I mean,
It still kind of hurts that Gabe's only a little bit younger than us.
Oh, at this point, everyone's going to be younger
True,
than us.
yeah, we're reaching that point.
With the exception of Iron Belly. Everyone that debuts is probably going to be younger than us. And that's the thing. I love seeing the trainees come out. Like when we first saw Tatum, and to see where he is now, it's just impressive. I think that's one reason why I'm so attached to Ryan and Tommy Becker and Jackson. It's because I remember some of their first matches and seeing where they are now.
You've gotten to see them grow as
exactly, and
wrestlers.
I love that. So it's amazing to see, and that's why I keep saying I really do think we'll see Exodus on a grander stage. I think we'll see the boys. We'll see Tatum. We'll see all these young talents, and even some that I may not have seen first, like Dimitri. With how hard he works and how much he wants it, I do believe I'll see him in Japan. I do believe I'll see him on bigger stages. And it's all about their drive. And most of the people we talk to and most people we like, it's because they have a passion for this.
Honestly, it's one of the reasons that, to be perfectly honest, it's one of the reasons I started Certified Mark Productions in the first place. Because, when you see the people talk about the indies, they talk about everywhere else. But Texas is like saturated with top level talent, and there's only more coming in these people debuting and everything like that. It's like,
and
I wanted to do something that was going to be so loud that the big names weren't, or big feds weren't going to be able to ignore them anymore.
And that's one thing I love about MPX is, they find new talent and they raise them up. It's been referred to as the finishing school for a lot of the talents. Yeah. And it's rightfully so. But there's also, like you said, with Texas Wrestling back, 3 years ago, no one really focused on Texas Wrestling. Texas Wrestling was, the Von Erichs were great. But Texas Wrestling's kind of dead since, and they're now proving it's not.
It's like you can get some really good Texas talent, Shawn Michaels, Stone Cold, and the Undertaker, but those are the outliers. It's like,
right? What have you done lately?
And
I think promotions like especially New Texas, Heavy Metal, Lucha Brutal, Sabotage, all these places are really putting a spotlight on Texas, and it's getting bigger. Especially, and a big part of that is Kiefer and New Texas Pro.
Yeah.
How he has helped Texas wrestling as a whole, not just his own company and New Texas Pro Wrestling, but Texas wrestling independent as a whole is amazing.
New Texas and Heavy Metal, I think they have basically started to bang the drum loud enough that people can't just look away.
They don't, and people are wanting to come to Texas again. Yeah. All these bigger independent stars are wanting to come here and work Texas and realize, oh, Texas has a hell of a lot of talent. Hence why Jackson was one of the first ones to say that's why he moved back. It's because, originally he moved to the East Coast in Germany because that was where you were going to get noticed. And he moved back, one, because of family and home, and then two, because Texas wrestling is on the rise.
Yeah.
And you can see it, and it's beautiful. And again, I can't say enough good things about Dylan Dunbar and Kiefer Bartek and Stephen Kirby and Rogelio and how much these promoters are helping Texas wrestling.
We're not even done talking about other promoters that we really
we're not.
That's the next part of the show, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to talk about shows that we're intending on going to. I hope I can
because this is because again, yes, we are mainly MPX and this is MPX Rehab, but we're also Texas wrestling. And if you're just a fan of wrestling and in Texas, these are shows in our area or within a 2 to 3 hour drive that if you really like it, you should go. One, because it does have a lot of MPX talent. And then two, you just need to support Texas wrestling.
Absolutely.
Because again, we're Texas. We're Texans. We have a lot of state pride.
Oh yeah.
Sorry to you Oklahomans that made me not know that.
I always put it as like I'm a proud Texan. I'm proud to be Texan. I'm not always proud of Texas, but I am proud to be Texan.
Yeah, exactly. It's one of those where, and again, Texas wrestling, I think, and no disrespect to the Oklahomans, you see a lot of them come here for that reason.
Yeah.
We've seen Tommy Dean a lot more because
like Oklahoma does have an
it's going to get just took me by surprise. We see a lot of people like Tommy Dean, Dimitri, West, Dexter come to Texas because it's not necessarily that they're not getting. I mean, let's be honest, every one of them worked 2 times a weekend in Oklahoma. Yeah. There's lots of shows that work in Oklahoma, but the talent and Oklahoma the recognition,
fantastic pool of
it
wrestlers.
Really does.
It's like
as much shit as we talk about it, they are good. It's just Texas is getting the more recognition with New Texas, MPX, all the other promotions we've talked about, and that's why they come here.
Before COVID, we had 80 plus active promotions. With like a few of them being weekly.
And some of them probably shouldn't have been, but but we still had it.
Yeah. It's like, it's just like this place is, it's like, it's not exactly the biggest pond, but you know what? It's a huge freaking pool.
Yeah.
So of course you're going to have other fish wanting to splash in it.
Yep.
But yeah, okay. You had the ones you wanted to talk about.
Yeah, so obviously you can watch it on IWTV unless you want to go to Houston. But New Texas Pro is doing the Texas Grand Prix again.
Nice.
Night 1 and night 2. They've already released 10 names. If I can remember them, Jackson Stone's one of them. Gino, ASF, Aaron Mercer, KLD is coming in from St. Louis. The wrestler that won the Twitter contest, Cabana Dan or something like that. Think he's out of Indiana is coming. I might be wrong on that.
Cabana Dan from Indiana?
I think so. I might be wrong on where he's from.
Just the name alone with the whole moniker.
I know Skip was a lot of talent was in that. It was basically a fan vote of, hey, we have 2 open spots for non-Texas people, who can win. There's a lot of good talent. Trey Lamar is part of that as well.
Nice.
So there's going to be a lot of talent, and they still have a lot of names to announce. But that is later on in August, I believe. I might be wrong on that. But it's New Texas Pro, IWTV. Again, this is Texas Grand Prix 2021. Night 1 and night 2. MPX hosted Texas Grand Prix last year. We were at those tapings. They were some of the best matches. Like I said, the Tommy Becker to me was the MVP of those tapings.
Yeah, it's like he may not have won the Grand Prix, but damn did
every match was 4 or 5 stars for him.
Yeah.
That ended with Gino winning. It was Gino and Jackson in the finals for us. And then it was, I believe, Mercer in the other one. So, and I think Mercer's the one who ended up winning it all last year. Really? So that's going to be interesting when those hit. We've got GWF coming, which is Haltom City, I believe.
Yep.
That one is July 23rd, maybe. I really should have wrote these dates down.
Yeah, probably.
Well, I did tell you to write it down, but you know.
No. You told me to write other stuff down. You told me to write those promotions down. I'm looking for that.
But yes, that one we're going to have our very own Red Chambers in a very high-profile match against Ocho Camacho for the North Texas American title or something like that.
Yeah.
It's for a title, so it's going to be good. And their Facebook battle has been great. So they've hyped that match up enough. What is
with Red having these fantastic Facebook back and forths with other wrestlers?
I think Red is one of those, if we give him more mic time and give him more camera time, I think he's going to shock a lot of people. I may not like the whole Pokemon gimmick, but he's making you believe it and he's selling it and it's great.
Got to wrestle them all.
Yeah, and he's trying.
Yeah.
That one also has Sky De La Cremosa versus Izzy James, which is something I've wanted to see for a very long time. It's got a 20-woman over-the-top rope battle royal who has one of our MPX trainees in it, which is going to be very exciting.
Yes.
It's going to be her debut, from my knowledge. So that's going to be awesome. And the shows they're good. There's a lot of good talent there. A lot of DFW talent, which is great. So that one's going to be good. We have Heart of Texas, which... God,
really want to make this one. I wanted to make the last one, but unfortunately things happened. But
last
I
one
really
was
want to make this.
Last one was great, minus some kids. It was great. August 8th, Sunday, Mart, Texas, which is near Waco. Because I know you're probably thinking, where the fuck is Mart, Texas? Trust me, I said that too. It's about 22 miles outside of Waco. Not bad. The venue was really good, nice and cool, air conditioned. Wasn't dying in heat. A lot of our talents there. One match, obviously, I'm looking forward to is the Mad World Triple Threat Death Match, whatever they're calling it. Magnificent Malico versus Remedy versus Sky De La Cremosa.
This is good. It's so good.
Wesley Crane versus Chris Carter. Satan versus Satan Jr. It's also got headlined by Monster Hunter Matthew Palmer versus 50 Caliber Barrett Brown. There's also...
damn.
Actually... Let me rephrase that. They may not be the headliner because their title match is T-Ray versus Moonshine Mantel. So,
God damn.
Now, Marcus was not lying. Marcus Rose was not lying when he said he's taking over Central Texas.
Yeah, no shit.
And then you've got a 20-person over-the-top rope battle royal to determine a number one contender for the Heart of Texas Championship.
With the most heat-bearing announcement ever.
Yes.
Oh, damn. Marcus Rose is a heat magnet, and he loves it.
Oh, you saw that post too, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. He just tried to dirty things up a little bit, that's all.
Just sprinkle some
just some of the Dalton dust on it. But no, that one's going to be great. If you look at the poster, Vert Vixen's also on it.
Oh, nice.
So that match is probably going to be announced soon, whatever she's doing. But again, that card was really great last time we were there. Hooligan Ace is a hell of a manager. He managed X's Prime there. He manages Dre Team. There was a lot. Ace is great.
So I know how to get Ace back onto a...
Yes.
Replace the other manager who never shows up.
Yep.
With the manager who would show up and people would love to see again.
Yes, they would, and he would be amazing at it. But yeah, Hard Texas, definitely check it out. And then September 23rd.
Yep.
Of course you write that one down.
No.
Dick.
Skip says only Marcus could get away with that shit.
That's very true.
Very true.
Also,
what Pro Terrific Wrestling couldn't do that?
Yeah. Pro Wrestling Terrific.
Yeah, Pro Wrestling Terrific couldn't get away with a post like that.
I'm pretty sure he would. He's like,
But yes, September what?
September 25th.
September 25th. Yes, it is a Saturday, but it's an early Saturday.
Yeah, he's doing it at 3. And if I know him, it's only going to be 2 hours, like tops. But it's out in Terrell, Texas. Legacy Pro Wrestling is they're having their debut show, Pull the Trigger, which I love the name.
Yep.
And I'm looking forward to this one. We have no announcements yet, but I'm going to push this one to the moon because it is, of course, the promotion of our friend and honestly, in a lot of ways, my mentor, Carl Knight.
Well, he did give us the show, so.
No. I told him, it's like, he was telling me that Legacy is a work that's 7 years in the making.
Yes.
And I said, okay, if I keep accidentally following in your footsteps like I have been the past 3 years, then I've got 4 more to go.
You're 4 years away?
Yeah, I've got 4 more to go, and I can have my own promotion finally.
Yep. Just don't hold it in Terrell.
No. Oh God, no! I was like, that's where I'm going to find someplace that nowhere near anywhere else.
Oh, I figure you're going to try to go to Mart's.
No,
don't try against.
No,
don't go against Marcus Rose.
No.
He will run you out.
It'd be damn drive-by.
Gabe rewound the live stream a little bit, and he said, "Hey, now I Iron Man Aztec Warfare 2."
What was his entry number?
As much as Wes, though.
Yeah, Wes was number 1 until.
I was going to say, I think Wes, and I may have the time wrong, I think Wes was about 35 minutes in, give or take, 35 or 40. And for someone who just came off, returning the MPX, coming off a wrist injury where he wasn't even 100% fully healed, to be honest, it's impressive.
And of course, it's it was kind of a big deal when he finally got eliminated because it was Casey Clay that eliminated him.
Yeah.
Oh boy, if he didn't have heat before.
Goddamn Casey.
Yeah.
Skip says Pro Wrestling Carl.
Pro Wrestling Carl. Legacy.
Right. Which I'm sure Sweet Boy Skip will be there.
I love it. I'm all for it.
Sweet Boy Skip's probably the champ there, right? At Legacy?
But I am definitely going to try to go to, not try to. I'm going to Legacy. I'm going to try to go to the other shows because, I want to go out, support Texas wrestling. I want to support our guys.
Yes.
Everything like that.
Exactly.
Texas wrestling COVID is not 100% over, but it's over enough that Texas wrestling is back, baby.
Yes. And like I said, all these wrestlers and all these promotions are doing everything they can to really promote Texas wrestling. And that's what I like. They're not some big company that just brings in a bunch of, old stars from other places or out of town or big independent names.
Like a low rent TNA.
They're using Texas talents. Like case in point, last show it was supposed to be Moonshine and T-Ray. Moonshine unfortunately had to pull. So they brought in Terrell Tempo, which was a T-Ray and Tempo. And as much excited I am for T-Ray and Moonshine, T-Ray and Tempo was phenomenal, and I thought maybe a better matchup, and it did not disappoint. And Tempo is technically out of town, even though he's back now.
Yeah.
That match was great.
Speaking of Moonshine, can we talk about Big Fed for a moment?
Of course.
That match was fucking sick.
Yes, it was, and there's no doubt in my mind it wouldn't have been. Moonshine and Lance fucking killed it, and Lance is maybe Texas people are finally getting on Dark. Besides, Chandler and Will All Day and Fuego, which Fuego technically isn't Texas, but is. He's one of those Oklahoma people.
Okay, it's like Fuego's Texas, like Tommy's Texas, like Malacho's Texas. Like
you signed the petition, right?
Well,
make
Fuego.
Make Fuego all elite because God, he's been there for 2 years and they haven't. I don't get why they haven't signed a contract yet.
Post it to the our page.
Stephen Kirby. Simple, easy. Stephen Kirby posted it. Go find it.
I will.
Yeah, you can retweet it or not tweet.
Repost.
Yeah, repost.
I don't tweet
whatever.
anymore. That cesspool. I'm done with that cesspool.
Yeah, some of us are still in it. Yeah. I don't know if there's a more toxic wrestling place than Twitter wrestling.
I make jokes about how the internet was a mistake of social media more so. It's evolved to social media was a mistake, Twitter more so.
Yeah.
It's like, holy crap, I thought 4chan was bad.
Never got into it.
Good. I was bored and single and at the time, and so I went and checked it out, and I'm like, what the fuck is this? Yeah. No.
I am so sorry.
Yeah, no, I went there like twice, and I'm just like, no. No.
Yeah.
No. There's a place that needed speaking out. But, okay, I think we're kind of padding time here. It is now 9 o'clock. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in. Make sure you check out MPX's The Purge this Friday, tomorrow on the network, network.mpxwrestling.com. check out Aztec Warfare because that one was amazing too. Yeah. And get your tickets to go see Wrestling Rage this weekend at MPX because holy crap, that card, just the 4 we've got, that card is sick.
Yep. And again, like I said, Heart of Texas Wrestling, GWF Wrestling. If you so choose, New Texas Pro Wrestling in Houston. That one you can watch on IWTV. If you don't want to go to Houston, because I personally hate Houston, so I try to stay away from it.
Of Texas.
Also
that one's going to get me hit, but yeah.
Also visit those promotions. Legacy, I think, is officially on sale.
Yep.
And also August season passes for MPX is on sale with Purple Rain, and as we know, Purple Rain is usually standing room only.
Yeah.
So get those really quick.
No.
Yeah. Yep. So be sure to check all that out.
Skip says, "You're leaving? I just got here."
Sorry, Skip. Maybe you should tune it. We're not always 7 directly, but it's around 7 o'clock.
We always start at 7. Y'all should always get here.
Yeah. It's like when we didn't have people going, "Hey, where the hell's the show?" I was actually a little concerned. And Dave's not here to push it till 10 o'clock.
Thankfully.
Jesus.
Part of me was actually thinking he's going to bust through your door and just fuck with
it. Yeah. He knows where I live now, so
that is what the new Dave Sagan would do, is just kick down your door and fuck with the show.
But
Skip said I was seeing Black Widow.
Oh, okay. I'm jealous.
No spoilers, but thumbs up or thumbs down.
Yeah. Thumbs up, thumbs down. What? Good, bad. Come on. We need Skip reviews. We need to do that. Zero reviews.
Yeah. Did you do your homework and ask those people?
I need to actually ask him.
Yeah, of course you didn't.
No.
You didn't talk to Stacy either, did you?
No. So it's been a busy week. Okay?
So if the Allers are watching, we would love to have you both on.
Please.
Skip give thumbs up.
Okay. Awesome.
Okay. Well, I mean, it is Marvel. I don't know why we asked. It's going to be good.
Yeah, like name one. What the fuck they're doing now?
I'm a little shocked by their new announcement, though. Did you read that one?
No. What?
They're no longer doing long contracts for movies. Everyone is literally a movie per basis. So how like they originally signed Rob Downey Jr. for 9? No, it's now just, hey, you're in one. Guess what? You're in one. If you want to do another one, we'll talk about it.
That kind of makes sense. That way they're no longer obligated to. It's like if there's characters that they don't want.
Well, it was that. Also, and according to Kevin Feige, it's also we want people who want to be here. So,
and of course, apparently, Scarlett Johansson's contract was like very specific that she was only going to be a side character in Marvel movies, which is why she didn't get her own movie until now.
Right.
Well, last year, but
Well, no, now. Yeah. Just because it was filmed last year.
Yeah. It was supposed to be released last year.
I'm really kind of curious, and granted, I haven't watched Loki yet or Falcon and the Soldier. I'm kind of waiting until they're done and just binge all of them. But it's one of those where I'm curious about the timeline because Black Widow takes...
It is a prequel. It's in that 5-year gap.
Right. That's what I figured.
Yeah.
So
that is everything I've heard. It's in that 5-year gap.
Because originally...
I'm just happy that there's...
Well, originally I thought it was supposed to kick off Phase 4, but apparently I think WandaVision now kicks off Phase 4. So... Yeah.
But it's like I'm just happy that there's finally a character that I'm going to be able to cosplay and not feel out of place because David Harbour playing Crimson Commander.
Oh, I was going to say, I was like, why are you cosplaying Black Widow? No. What is wrong with you?
Sorry, no. Old fat guy. I can do it. Yeah.
I do Black Widow.
I'm actually really excited to see Taskmaster. That's the biggest thing for me.
Just considering what they did with Enchantress and Loki, I'm actually curious as to what they're going to do with Taskmaster because I've heard some rumors.
Welcome to MCU Rehab.
Yeah. So signing off, ladies and gentlemen. Like, share, subscribe. Let us know what you thought of the show, what you thought of last Purge, Aztec Warfare, everything like that, and we will. Thanks for watching. Gotch be with you.
See you Saturday.
Press the button. We're signing off.